Still watching the news, are we? Well, I'm honored that you could pull yourself away from the television to join me here tonight on Planet Vrilock, Psionics, and Magick Tech Podcast. No, really, I'm glad you're here. This is Herr Dr. von Vrilock, lords and ladies. I am speaking on the topic of psionic magic tonight, and how psionics is different from magic. Is it really? Well, psionics is magic, but our approach is perhaps unique. And by this, I mean very specifically that most schools of magic would have one believe that the magic surrounds a certain entity, a group of entities, or that there's some kind of a middleman sitting in between you and what you want to accomplish. So I'm here to dispel that notion for you straight away. Psionics is very different. In psionics, magic surrounds you. Yes, indeed it does, but we begin our approach from within, making our minds very strong, and then gradually branching outward. You see, most people work in the opposite direction. Most people begin by absorbing what is from without, bringing that within, and in the process there's all manner of hardship, discomfort, anxiety, and confusion. Psionics is different because life is good when you are in control, and you are indeed in control with psionics. So we're going to talk about that, but first, allow for me to share some of my thoughts with you. And specifically on the topic of psionics and world issues. So, I might imagine myself at the moment standing on the beach with a gand in my hand. Narratives stir the sand before my feet. I see a hazy mirage out on the horizon. I shall reflect upon where I stand in disposition to the state. I take not the counsel of my fears, for I do so remember where I parked my common sense. There is scarcely ample room to parallel park my priorities amidst a fluttering of worldly concerns derived from narratives crafted behind the closed doors of empire and ruthlessness. Divine for myself all that can be refurbished, indeed I shall. Plant my seeds on the morrow, I have. I stand as Moses, before the dividing of the elements, and hear a voice whispering from the firmament an end to the duopoly. I may disregard the mouth of the establishment, for I hear only one voice, and her name is Truth. Truth be told, you need neither government or taxation. If not much has changed in recent years, since the beginning of this relationship between governance and citizens, then a divorce with the state is long overdue. Lords and ladies, you need psionics. You need to change your life. Oh yes, it's true. Woe the conqueror. Fires, earthquakes, volcanoes, government and police out of their minds. Ruthless government and police running amok. But here's the thing. I hear, and what I disagree with, that this is all somehow biblical, the unfolding of prophecy. I'm not even going to go there, and I'm going to explain this right now. And I've written about this to my friends on MeWe. Let me read to you what I wrote to my friends. Ladies and gentlemen, when you project the power of dramatization, you also feed the supernatural. The astral power belt expands with your expectations, which is why the media is used as a vessel of influence upon which you believe as a collective audience, and to effectively become participants in a global ritual. And we're not the ones orchestrating this most of the time, are we? Manifesting the very things men fear most? Yes, ghosts feed on our energy to create these poltergeists. The zeitgeist of our times is a collective sphere pumped with the elements of the globalist theater. Now, I went on to write that the solution to our control of this zeitgeist, the world attitude, our current culture of the times, is turning all things global, worldwide narratives back into, breaking them down into their components, analyzing these with logic, and then moving forward in the best way that we can, so resolving problems one by one, measuring unit and volume, exponentially by the declaring of the mass of accidental misinformation, deliberate disinformation, and rewriting the grand equation which has hitherto eluded our common senses, and yet can be brought back into balance by applying a learned and trained faculty. Our trained faculties. Yes, we must keep the magic high. And that's really the entirety of all this. Psionics is a very individualistic pursuit. And it's about high time more people pursued an individualistic pursuit. I mean, it's true. You can't really rely on anything that you hear or see, because look, we're all down here at the bottom of this pyramid society, the greater majority of us, and you better get this straight now. You may have your opinions about other people, but the simple matter of the fact is we are all here down at the bottom of this pyramid, you and me both. It doesn't matter what color you are. It doesn't matter what religion you are or what you believe. The simple fact is that we know that we live in a pyramid-structured society. And as we look up this pyramid-structured society from the ground up, oh sure, we see the dualities not too far up, going up the shaft of the elite. We see the left-hand path, the right-hand path, the duopoly of the Republicans and Democrats. We move further up with greater sight. If we cease to be short-term thinkers and think broader out and see the bigger picture, further up to the very capstone of this pyramid structure, there is no division between these parties. You look up and you see puppet masters. Well, it's time for you to cut those strings and learn psionics and make your life better. As I said, psionics is about working from the inward. And as we become stronger, we can branch out with our mind. And then by way of our machines, even further extend our reach into the world without surpassing our grasp of what we're working with. This ensures that the psionicist is always the one in control. Not some entity, not some egregore created by a cult somewhere else. It is you who are at the center of this magic. And to be effective, you must learn to keep the magic high. Now, I highly recommend reading my book, Keep the Magic High, to get started. Download that ebook now for $4.99. Devour my audiobooks and learn psionics and begin changing your life for the better. And say goodbye to this global theater. I'm pretty sure those of you waking up to all of this are sick of hearing about it. Then so am I. Work with yourself first and then branch your way out. The world may burn, it may flood, it may explode, but your mind is eternal. You are already immortal, but you must take hold of this realization and practice acknowledgement within. Allow me to help you. Vrilock.club to join my club and train up and learn and start taking control of your life again. That about wraps up our merry little gathering in the hallowed hours of the evening. And until next time, lords and ladies, I want to remind you to keep the magic high. This is Dr. Von Vrilock, signing out.